Chaos and mayhem in the downtown city of Cattsburg today, as multiple eyewitnesses report evil critters on a gore-fueled crime wave.
They ripped through the whole team like they was possessed.
No, it's straight mayhem, dog. Them cats stormed the club like a pack of Banshees.
Only drinking bleach will save us from the Gorikets.
Chaos and mayhem in the downtown city of Cattsburg today, as multiple eyewitnesses report evil critters on a gore-fueled crime wave.
They ripped through the whole team like they was possessed.
No, it's straight mayhem, dog. Them cats stormed the club like a pack of Banshees.
Only drinking bleach will save us from the Gorikets.
Chaos and mayhem in the downtown city of Cattsburg today, as multiple eyewitnesses report evil critters on a gore-fueled crime wave.
They ripped through the whole team like they was possessed.
No, it's straight mayhem, dog. Them cats stormed the club like a pack of Banshees.
Only drinking bleach will save us from the Gorikets.
GM. I had to watch that 3 times because I said the first time that I was like, okay, this is killer. Second time, I needed to actually like listen to it and then watch it and just be like, I'm on the same page. But hold on, I think I'm coming through the audio twice. But look, the third time, I was like, not only is this a kick-ass trailer to start the show, dude, what's happening? Like, what is coming, right? Like, oh my God. For those that are watching, look, Adam, you guys absolutely smashed it with that. And I can't wait for more. We need more. You understand this, Adam? We need more. How are you, man?
Good, man. Thanks, buddy. That's the goal. I love trailers, man. I love the excitement they give you. You know, even when they build up a movie so much and you actually go and watch it and it kind of sucks because the trailer was better than the movie. Like, I love like building that excitement and like getting all the spectacle and, you know, getting the Web3 references in there. So yeah, it's been good. How about you?
Dude, things have been great. You know, it's definitely Solana season. It's Seeker season. So for those that don't have one yet, let me know. Comment in there. But you know, things are going well. I think like we had you guys on maybe like 3 months ago, and typically we wait a little longer to bring somebody on. And I was like, what are these guys? Like, I just spoke to them and these guys are like shipping constantly. Like, I'm looking at the updates on your Twitter and I'm like, how the hell did they do this in 3 months from when we spoke? I was like, I got to bring them on because I need to know, like, do you guys have like 1,000 workers, like just constantly just in front of the computer, just shipping? Is that like how the studio is set up?
I've got some AI assistants, put it that way. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've built fast for sure since we spoke to you last, but at the same time, I feel like that's kind of, you know, the way of the Web3 world, and it's a pace we've got used to. To be honest with you, part of the reason why me and Jim, my partner, moved into Web3 and Solana was because we were frustrated with how slow animation and gaming world works, right? Like, it sometimes takes years just to get a pitch done and just to get a game started and funding and stuff. So we kind of like the speed in this space where stuff actually, you know, moves forward and you know, you can kind of work at record speed. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a train ride.
With everything you guys are building, the last momentum and everything, you guys have the game. You guys teased the game. What's been the feedback right now with the teasing of the game? Like, when do we expect the game? Like, well, not to say expect because I think, you know, we're seeing, but what's some of the like the right now conversations you are having with the community about the game, giving us like more into what will be coming next, right? Because like, it really starts opening up your brain of what you're really actually building. And I don't think many people understand that till they actually like sit down and like take it in from an entertainment standpoint of how we spoke last time of like the merchandise, the trailers, the game, everything else around this universe of Gorecats.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So for us, it had to be bigger than just a Web3 game. It had to be because part of what we do in our studio is we build brands for companies and for our own IP as well. And so a big part of that is what's called 360-degree brand building, where you start off with your IP and then you develop it in as many different areas as you can, where the kids are these days: Roblox, Steam, consoles, YouTube, TikTok, and then obviously toys and merchandise. You want to try and hit as many of those activations as you can. So for us, we thought, okay, well, we managed to raise Kickstart funding on Indie Fund to build this game, this Web3 game. The beauty for us by building it in Web3 on Solana is that we have our community that have like backed the game, and they're on our Discord, and we can take them along the journey. So the whole time we've been doing this, we've been giving our Discord followers like behind the scenes access to the making of the game. So literally every day, every couple of days, we'll be posting updates of animation tests, pixel art, the backgrounds, the audio, the music. They've literally seen the whole process, and obviously also feeding back on that as well. So you're kind of getting this constant feedback loop from your community, which usually when you're in a game studio and you're behind closed doors, you don't get any of that, right? You only get that later on when you actually release like a playable demo. So we've had it this whole time. So what we thought we'd do is when the actual playable demo was ready, we would open it up just to those same holders, like a private invite only group, and basically get them to be game testers and then give us feedback. So we released the game Friday just gone, and it was like gated and hosted by Believe Studios, who have done an amazing job. And it's been a battle because we have an online leaderboard, which means that everyone who's playing the game can compete to get the top spots. And we've actually got prizes, including like a Gorecats skateboard, t-shirts, which I'm wearing right now, and comics and all kinds of things. So some cool prizes in there as well.
Dude, you sold me at merch, man. I'm a walking billboard, and I still haven't gotten the Gorecats merch. But you know what, man? After this conversation, if you're not gonna send it to me, no big deal. I'll go grind for it. I will go on Indie Fund. I will go buy some token, get in the game, and grind for the top 5 of the leaderboard. Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea of releasing a demo, right? You know, I think if you look back at the way that the space has always been built in Web3, we used to always have NFTs as a like way of like access, right? And yeah. I think that the meta and everything has changed since then, of course. And I think that bringing it this way, it really gives me that arcade nostalgic feel of like putting in a token into an arcade and playing the game. And I think like, yeah, you have the leaderboard that actually allows you to be rewarded in merch. And I think of arcade style like rewards, like it was always just like merch and things like that, right? So I think that is the easiest and best way to connect with gamers outside of Web3 gaming, when you use an approach that's very simple concept but understandable to anybody, right? Like what kid doesn't understand the arcade, right? Like even if you've never been to one, through movies, through everything else, like we've seen what the arcade does. So I love that you guys have taken a concept and make it easier to onboard gamers, because I think that's where we're really stuck at, especially in Web3 gaming. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the plan was always like we would be born in Web3 and then expand into Web2. We took the lead from projects like Pudgy Penguins and stuff that have done that so well. You know, they've started off on ETH and on chain, and then they've managed to establish themselves in the Web2 space across like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and an amazing line of merch as well. And so we realized, like, you know, that's really the key for us, is that you can kickstart it and build it in Web3, but then you can blow up into the Web2 audience, and that then creates a cycle. And then the other thing we'd like to do is fly the flag for other Web2 studios to come and do what we're doing, because the animation scene and gaming scene is kind of screwed right now. Like there's a lot of uncertainty, and I think there's so much opportunity in Web2. We want to sort of lead the charge and show people, look, you come here on Solana and build these games. And, you know, there's so much talent out there. It feels like we need these guys to see the potential and come and do what we're doing. Yeah, and I think that's it right there. Like knowing that and seeing it, right? Like what's been your feedback already from like community with the game right now? Like where like, I mean, I know it's only been a couple days, like, but in a couple days, I'm sure you've already been like back in the drawing board with a team of like, oh my God, that's a brilliant idea. How do we implement it? What comes next? Is there going to be like, is it seasons? Is it like, hey, you know, the demo shuts down in a week or after the leaderboard? Like, how are you like looking at this?
Yeah, so basically the demo was always, it was two things. It was a proof of concept, but for us, it had to be also a standalone game. Because I think like, in my experience, demos are cool, but they often will have like an ending. And as soon as you beat the end, psychologically, you're like, all right, I'm done. I'm probably not going to play this again. So what we've done is copied the kind of, I guess, like the game mechanic of survival games, like Vampire Survivors, where the game just gets harder and harder until it just edges you out. It just gets so difficult that you just cannot survive any longer. So that way, there's never really an ending, and there's always that little voice in the back of your head that goes, just one more try. I'll just try it once more, right? So it is a playable demo, and it has limitations, but actually you could play it essentially infinite, and you'd never really reach the end. So we thought that would be a cool way to like get people excited by the game. It gives them enough of a taster of the features, of the guns you can unlock, of the the gameplay mechanic and the loop. And then that gives our game testers, a decent amount of entertainment. And so far, the feedback has been awesome. Like everyone is like, this actually feels like a real game. I think that's another thing in Web3. Sometimes, gaming is underappreciated, the details that you need, and they often choose the utility over the actual gameplay experience. Whereas we've gone the other way. We've made something that would hopefully have a life on Steam and be considered playable by like hardcore gamers as well.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and I think like I think that the biggest thing there is just, again, how do you get to the hardcore gamers? And I think like, hey, how do you make something that is attractable with the genre that you have, right? Knowing like this vampire zombie theme, scary horror theme, kind of like genre, not everything that you kind of like tie into all of it. Like, how do you attract it and like still be kind of kid friendly, everyone friendly type thing, and bring that like, hey man, this takes a different concept because the characters are kind of cute, right? Like, right? But yeah, at the same time, you're like, oh man, he doesn't. It's like, what is the merchandise? Like my daughters have me buying every time, Labubu's.
Labubu's, yeah, my days, yeah.
Like these like little monsters, and I'm just like, man, these things are ugly, but they are kind of cute, and you're just like,
Yeah, so true. Yeah, we're trying to hit that exact audience. I think it's we come at it from a cartoon angle, so it doesn't seem too violent, and the Gore Cats have like neon green blood, for example, so it gets you around the kind of straight violence angle. Because definitely for us, it's getting a widespread an audience as possible. And we recently landed a toy deal as well with a company called Toykido, and they're going to represent Gore Cats and do the game merch and whatever other activations we do. And so in the early talks with them, we said to them, if we go too violent with this, are we making our audience too niche? And they said 10 years ago, maybe, but actually now people are looking for that niche. And because of the explosion of like social media, so many more eyes get on those kind of brands that they can become mainstream. So they said like lean into the gory side of Gore Cats, obviously, but to a point, you don't want to make it too blood and guts. So that's why we went with the cartoon angle.
Yeah. So backtrack for a second though with the Steam. Right now, we're seeing Steam very much, and I think like over time we're going to see it hopefully open up more to crypto and to gaming and to blockchain. I think you are one of the poster childs that we should be like talking about more because of your background, right? Like you have the experience, you're a true builder and everything. And essentially it's something that we should really be talking to Steam about and saying like, nah, man, look at these great builders that are building really cool games. I know the stigma you have of crypto. I know the stigma you have of blockchain, but put that aside, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just a technology on the underline powering the game. The game itself is what you need to be looking at and judging it based on its game and the gameplay, the game fun, everything that comes into actually analyzing a game, right? And so with Steam, you're kind of knocking on that door. We know that also Steam reviews sometimes can hurt Web3 gaming. But I think, again, I really love the demo approach of, hey, putting in a kind of like, your token in to get access to the game, because it does kind of train on Steam to users of like the arcade approach of it, of, hey, do it. But I know that being on Steam, I'm sure you'll have a different way to tackle this. But what's been right there a strategy internally to say, hey, if we do want to go after mass adoption, if we want to go after major gamers, we do have to have some sort of tactic to be able to battle a Steam and tell them, hey, we're a game, but also at the same time battle the reviews, and at the same time drive a fun game, right? At the end of the day, an immersive game that will get people to want to download and sign up for wish lists.
Yeah, no, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more as well about making the game the focus. I think that's the problem, is that a lot of people get caught up in if it's come from a token or an NFT collection. And I think things are changing. I've definitely noticed in my industry that because the opportunities have been sparse because of, kind of talk of recessions and, the animation industry being in a hard place, that people are now turning to Web3 more openly and being like, well, this isn't a necessary move now, that we need to come here and look for opportunities. So I think there will be a shift, and it's happening right now. But despite that, we do feel like we have to kind of put a little bit of a gap between the Web3 release and the Web2 release. So what we're doing is in Web3, we're trying to hit as big an audience as we can on the Solana gaming. And obviously speaking to guys like yourself who have such an amazing community, we are releasing, we're porting GoreCats to the PSG1. And we should find out next week if we get approval for that. So that build's being done as we speak.
If PSG1 is watching this and they don't approve it, man, I'm telling you right now, I will come find you guys. I will come find you on PSG1 team.
Hunt them down. When I saw the console, I was hooked, right? Because like same as you, I'm a nostalgic gamer. So it kind of reminded me of a Game Boy, and I'm like, man, I got to get GoreCats on there. And it's set up to play like an arcade game, so I think it would fit perfectly. So for us, let's try and get as much eyes on the game as we can and get it into as many hands as we can in Solana. But then aside from that, we have a more, I guess, Web2 strategy, which is to put the game on itch, like an early build, get people excited. We've set up socials, and we've had to actually separate, for example, Discord and our X account, and make a new one for the Web2 space, just for those reasons that you say, because you get that odd prejudice in Web2 that people come and see the token talk and they get confused and they think it's a scam and all this stuff. So we're trying to kind of tread the line and, as you said, make the game the forefront, and apply to Steam with the game, and just say, look, we've made this demo, will you guys take it on? And then we'll try and establish a publisher from that point and see if we can get it up there. But like I say, the game could also find its own life on Solana and Web3 as well. So it's kind of two angles with the same product.
Yeah, and I really love that, right? Because I think like one thing actually, man, I say this to a lot of founders, and I'll say it here as well. And I'm sure people have heard this before from me, but it's like, I got to travel to so many conferences, and I can't tell you how many conferences I'll go to, and I'm talking to, parts of the Web3 industry where they're like, there's a gaming vertical? That's so cool. That actually makes a lot of sense. And I'm like, dude, we've had a gaming vertical for like years, right? Yeah. Like you start naming some of like the old school games that helped, the whole space shift. And they're just like, yeah, they've been so much in their bubble, but they are gamers, right? Like there are gamers. And it's like, how do we even first tackle all the Web3 users before we even hit the Web2 user, right? Like that's my whole thing. Like sometimes we just forget that we haven't even actually like done the mass market to Web3, let alone to the Web2. And I think you have enough in Web2, and I think in Web3. And I think that I always say in Web3, at least go do the mass market, because they're more susceptible to understanding why they're buying a token. You don't have to go try to, give the financial advice and be on that. Like, hey, I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm going to say it. And then, whatever. But, I think, it's how do we make sure that we've done the first circle before we move to the next circle? And I think you're clearly on the same page. All right, Adam, like you sent me a couple things that I'm able to like tease. I'm able to showcase, like, I don't know which one I'm supposed to go first with. I don't know which one I'm not supposed to share. I'm just going to share them all. And like, if we have to delete the stream after this, we can. But if we don't, cool. Like, just letting you know.
Yeah, let's do it. Gameplay intro. Let's go for it.
All right. I'm going to go with this one first. All right.
Yeah.
I hope I don't mess this up, but this one's coming first. I have a couple more, but we'll see. All right.
That's good. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, just showing the wallet connection functionality there. So this is our browser game. This is hosted on our website currently. want to give a shout out to the music composer as well, Pavle, because he's done an incredible job bringing the atmosphere and the depth to this game. Like, just the city ambience, everything is just nuts. So this is where you start, Private Stick and Mitch, entering the city. You just got armed like a single revolver, so you have to try and survive. Pick up ammo, you can pick up coins, and the coins will appear on the top right, which is your cash, so you can then upgrade and buy guns with that. And each wave obviously gets harder and harder in progression. And so you get like a variety of enemies. To start with, you get kind of a, I guess like the common enemy. They're going to come at you with a knife, and they can only attack you from close range. They're pretty easy to kill. But as the game progresses, the enemies start getting progressively harder. Some of them carry guns. Some of them have got explosives. So it's like starting to build the difficulty as you go. So we've had a fierce battle with the game testers about who can get the furthest so far. Like, someone got to wave 38, which is, considering we're on wave 4 or 5 right now. Yeah, 5. You can imagine, like, the whole screen is just covered in Gorkats. It just gets crazy.
I'm just in awe right now. So I'm watching. I told you I watched things in 3 times. My first time was just to soak it in.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the gangster cats. They've got guns. They're obviously a lot more dangerous to face. The harder the enemy also gives you more coins, so you kind of get more of a reward for killing them. All the animation and art is done by Wako Sensei, who's like just a legendary pixel artist on Solana. He's been in this space longer than us, I think, since 21. And he just took our designs and just made this world, man, like just the most immersive, retro, cool world. That he just absolutely blew us away. Yeah, there you go. That's the kamikaze cat. So they strap the dynamite, and they'll run at you and blow themselves up. So you have to shoot them before they reach you, otherwise they do serious damage to your health. There's medikits that replace your health. There you go. This guy's going to try and run at you and take you out.
If people are watching this and not going to go try out to play the game, like I don't know what to tell you. Like you must like seriously not like gaming.
We looked at like a lot of games on Steam, like Vampire Survivors, you know, which were really defined this genre, and they're really cool, but they were so basic with the graphics. And so we were like, why not make a game like that, but actually that looks cool, that has like detail and depth and personality? So that was really our sort of baseline. Like, can we create that fun and replayability, but actually create an immersive world that you want to be in, right? So the idea with this is that this is just a single level, obviously, of the city that Mitch is clearing of Gorkats. But if we can get a publisher and start building the full game, we're going to have a whole story mode where Mitch is going to be on a private detective case trying to figure out where these Gorkats came from. There's going to be twists and turns. It's going to lead him all the way through the city to the dark underworld that the Gorkats have taken over, and then into the sewers, and then into this like secret laboratory where maybe the Gorkats are being grown from toxic waste. So the possibilities for the story will just be nuts. I think when the guy gets like $350, we're going to go into the gun store and they can show you what it's like in there as well. For the game, we have plans for like lots of different buy stations, like ambulance, where you can buy medikits. But yeah, there's a little taste of the gun store there. Let's take this guy out first.
Adam, who's playing right now? Is this you? Is this your
Yeah,
gameplay?
it's me playing. Yeah.
Oh, dude, we need to get you some help.
I'm one of the worst. Like the guys in our dev club who have been testing this game have already beaten my high score, and I made the freaking game. Yeah, so this is the gun store. So this is like the where you can upgrade all your weapons. So you've got like handguns, Magnum, shotgun, M16, M60, but obviously they're priced pretty high, so you've got to grind the game for a while before you can afford those. But upgrading your guns is going to give you like a big advantage, rate of fire, power, that kind of thing, and reload speed. And so really that's the psychological pull for me. It's like you play it, you get to a certain point, you're like, oh man, if I just play one more time and I get a better gun, maybe I can do better. So you play again, and that just creates that addiction. And everyone's just been super addicted to it so far, just constantly trying to beat each other's high score. And as the levels get harder as well, you've got to really stay on top of collecting your health, because they're quite sparse, the health boxes. So wave 11 starts to get pretty crazy. You can imagine what it's like by wave 20.
Honestly, if people are not like, I'm telling you right now, everybody should be heading to the Steam page, hitting the wish list, then heading to the Indie Fund to be able to play the game like ASAP, because you don't have demo access to this.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't have demo access. Holy crap.
There we go.
Like, am I living under the rock?
There you go. Yeah, so that's a loop right there. Yeah, if you want, you can play the other video, and that's got sort of later levels where the guns get pretty hardcore.
All right. You want me to put? Look, hold on. Let me put the other one on.
Let's give people just a taste of what it's like when you've leveled up.
Hold on. Let me get that other one going. But
right.
Man, all right. I'm gonna bring this one up.
You can see the whole zombie kind of comparison coming in now, right? It just waves and waves of them just surrounding you. Look at all the blood on the screen as well. It's a good job with screen and not red. When you get an R rating.
I have to give you credit for like the movement, man. It's like, I don't think people realize like making a game like this, like the type of movement that is needed. I know that like there's a lot of the vibe code this and all that stuff, but like no man, like you can't master this the way that it is right now.
It actually took us a long time to get that right, and I'm glad you picked up on that. It's one of the biggest issues with these games is that it looks kind of weird when the character's shooting like all the way around his body, like 360 like that. So it took us ages to figure out a way to do it where Mitch is holding the gun in one arm and he can rotate, but then his body turns when you rotate that way to get like a smooth flow. Because all the other games we looked at for reference, just when you actually looked at it, it kind of looked really bad, looked really like clunky. And so one day Wacko just solved it and sent it to me on Discord, and I'm like, my God, man, that's it. And then when you put that with his animation, like, you know, idle and running, it looks amazing.
I don't know, man, this is so kick-ass.
But yeah, this is just wave 19. Imagine what it's like at like 35 to see, like, it just gets to the point where you just can't survive. So we got plans to obviously add in some more crazy guns. Like we're thinking of some kind of Solana laser gun, like a milligun or something would be cool.
Dude, sign me up. Sign me up.
Flamethrowers, there's going to be grenades in here. One thing we didn't get to add to this demo, which would have been awesome, is the shoulder roll. Because when you get really surrounded and those kamikazes are blowing up, you want to just be able to roll your way out. So that'll be added too. So yeah, obviously there'll be perks as well. You can like get speed perks, health perks, rage perks. So this is really just the kind of blueprint of what this game could be. You could lay mines, like all kinds of stuff. So he's got the two best guns there. So M60 and shotgun. Like shotgun's great for just wiping out enemies really close to you, and then M60 good for just crowd control.
Oh, that's it.
There you
I think, is
go.
that,
There's a
all right.
teaser.
Man, I'm gonna be like, for those that are watching, I know you probably want to watch again because look, I get it. Adam was talking a lot. Adam is that person. Adam, you know who you remind me of? You know, when I go to the movies and I come with my wife, I'm telling her, like, don't talk to me to the end of the movie. I need to watch it. Like on the second time around the movie, you could ask me the questions of like, oh my God, what happens next? Why did she do that? Right? And so I will give the people here, as soon as the stream is done, I will play the stream again so that you could soak
Without
it
my
in
commentary.
without the Adam commentary.
Nice. Actually, I'm like you. I hate it when people talk over movies, so I'm obviously being that guy now.
No, man. Look, man. Holy crap! You know, I think I have so many questions. I know we're kind of limited on time though, but I guess I'll go down to a couple things like the Web3 integrations into a game like this. The brain is just endless with opportunities there and how I could see. But what would you say would be the biggest things? I mean, when I start looking at that marketplace store, I think, wow, you could get really creative yourself, but with other IPs, with other partners. And that starts really opening the door to more awareness to, hey, why should we work with a brand like GoraCats?
Yeah, so true, man. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd love to get some partnerships in there. Obviously, skins for the character. You could have so much fun with that. Purchasable items like guns obviously is a no-brainer, and we want to have some like Solana, like I say, Solana laser guns in there, like some kind of Solana specific weapons. Yeah, potential is endless really, and that's what's cool about the tokenization, is that we can actually have those items on chain rather than having to rely on making it a mobile app or something like that.
I think some Solana like sunglasses in the game, bro. Like, dude, and like a nice Solana hat, man, and maybe like a nice phone so I could call like for reinforcements. I mean, look, man, the thing, I'm giving you the alpha. If you want to hire me as I'll be your game designer assistant. I'll do all the yapping and get you guys like the ideas, but I'm here for it, man.
Get the t-shirt too.
Hey, I thought, man, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Look, man, I think like marketplace sounds really cool. What else roadmap wise, game wise right now do we want to expect? What's our messaging right now to everybody that just watched this, that wants to get access? What's the biggest thing that we want to say to them that they're not seeing maybe in the game of hey, you just hold on. Give me a couple more months to get more shipping going, because this was just a taste of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's exactly it. This is just potential. This is pure potential of what's possible with this game and this IP. What we've essentially done is given people an experience of this world, and we haven't even put story in there yet, right? Like, that's what we are. We're storytellers. And so the whole detective story of Mitch going through this town that's been invaded by these critters, like, that's all to come. Yeah, we're going to blow this game up. We want to get a publisher. We want to get it on Steam, we want to get on consoles. So this is just the very beginning of this brand and this IP.
How do I know the leaderboard right now? Like, where do I get access to the leaderboard? Is it just in the game right now still, or is it?
So everything's kind of gated to our VIPs right now, and then we were going to release to public soon. Because we want to make sure that we've tested it, ironed out any bugs before you release it to the general public and get the kind of the much bigger mass reviews, if you like.
I mean, honestly, we just wanted to share the leaderboard so that I could call like whoever's in the top 5 and let them know I'm coming for them. Like, just to let them soak in. Let them soak in being top 5 for now, because you know what? I'm here. And let me tell you something. I'm coming for number 1, especially with the merch on the line.
Nice.
Look at them. This is really exciting. This really kind of brings the whole nostalgic feeling of gaming, but also actually a really well designed game, right? I don't think people realize the amount of work that goes into a game like this, even though to the eye you might say it looks simple or easy to do, right? Especially given today's technology. But I don't think people realize, given today's technology, there are so many missing elements of making a game immersive and having fun with it. And I think you have like taken that to the next level right now with GoraCats. So congrats.
Thanks, man.
Look, we're in September 9th. Should I just schedule you now for like a month from now? Because like I'm afraid that like if I wait 3 months, I might miss too much alpha.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely come back. We've got some, so right up until Christmas, obviously PSG release. We're actually working on a Roblox game as well. For those who don't know, Roblox is just blowing up right now. It's where all the kids kind of 8 to 12 years old are. So a huge opportunity on there. And there's talk of some blockchain integration as well, which is super cool. Then we're going to get our itch game onto itch.io and then Steam early access, try and get the voting in there. So hopefully by Christmas, we want to try and like take this to the next level, get a publisher, start working on the full version.
You're just loaded with alpha, man. You know that? You're just like you're just a walking alpha. Like, hey, man. You mentioned there something really cool too as well. So getting this release out, I think is something like that I really want to track and check out, because I think again, I'm bullish on games that are simple to understand sometimes, because I don't think people realize, not some gamers just want to dive in, understand it quickly, and then be challenged, right? And I think like GoraCats could definitely give us that opportunity here. You mentioned this is 6 months from now, but not even. It's actually 5 months, really. What do we expect in 5 months from now as well? Like you teased a little bit of being the Steam, but also you mentioned this toy as well, and then you mentioned a little bit right now as well, like the other aspects of this Roblox. What does that all entail, or what does that all mean really for us in the next 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, it's really about brand expansion. Everything goes hand in hand. So the toy company makes prototypes that and then shows them to licensors that try and get them in stores. They will then accompany that with like data from our games and say, look, we've got 20,000 players on Solana, we've got 50,000 players on Itch, and they show them all that data. I'm like, man, yeah, this is something that people are into. Let's get these in our stores. And then kids see them in the stores. They're like, oh, what's that? I want to go and play that game. Create this awesome economy loop. So really, for us, it's all about like hitting all those different angles, and obviously getting GoraCats onto socials. That's a big aspect of awareness. So we've got TikTok channels, Instagram, X, and YouTube. So we're putting like all the making of this game on there as well to try and build up awareness. Again, more in the Web2 space. So yeah, that right now it's just build.
Hey man, like I said, if you are going to compete with Amazon on who ships faster, let me know, because if there's a prediction market, I'm putting my money on Adam right now. I'm letting you all know. Not financial advice. Let me just also add that just in case. But look, Adam, appreciate you coming on. It's really, really cool to see everything you guys are building. This is the type of I always get excited for in gaming. I'm still to this day the biggest believer in gaming that we will bring on more normies into this space, onboard them. They are the most curious people in Web3 and Web2. They are the most curious when it comes down. Gaming always helps us unlock or unblock some of the tech understandings or knowledge that we've always kind of faced. And I think like you just look at the history of it, it always happens in gaming. So for me, I'm bullish on it. Adam, we'll bring you back. I'll make sure we schedule you within the next 3 to 4 months. And I'm gonna play the video again. I'm gonna have it on loud mode, guys. I'm actually gonna take Adam off the screen too, guys. I know, so you could actually watch it and not have Adam comment on it. But for now, Adam, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure, and we'll talk soon in a couple months.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, bud.
All right, man.
Cheers.